Architectural Builders Supply is pleased to present you with this recording of the technical question that is listed in the title of this video.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
Violins, and I called Bomber and I got their QA people on the phone and talked to them, and they tell me which kind of lubricant to buy, like a lubricant that we put in for chain stores and stuff like that. And actually, nothing has really reduced it to that you don't hear it anymore. And I was wondering if, since you were working with them, if you had any suggestions.
Yeah. So, I've had this question lots of times over the years, because those springs are just steel and they're going to develop, they're going to oxidize. So have you considered disassembling them and cleaning the internal parts?
Well, they're brand new.
Oh, okay.
They came from the manufacturer with the springs on. When I bought the doors, we put them on the swing doors, and I actually called the people I bought the doors from, and so they said somebody come down. And first of all, the guy said they're upside down, and I said, because of the labels, and I said, I don't think that has anything to do with it. And they actually turned the hinges and redid all the hinges, and they greased them. And like the people from Bomber, I called them. They're in North Carolina, I guess, or South Carolina, and I called them, and they told me about a special spray that I did, and I sprayed them, and it took down some of it. But I almost think it almost needs like a, when you were greasing an axle in an old wheel, where you pressure it and put it in like a really thick grease. But these doors are always squeaker, always.
How heavy are they?
I'm sorry?
How heavy are they?
They're heavy doors. They're 8-feet doors. They got 10-foot ceiling nails.
How heavy are they?
Oh, I don't know. They got to be 60 or 70 pounds a piece, I would think.
Oh, that's not heavy. That's not heavy.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I would not use anything other than what they've prescribed. I have sold this lubricant countless times over the years. You may simply want to unhang and disassemble the hinge and clean it from the inside out. Now, why there's a reason that they're squeaking after they've been properly lubricated. And if you were to say the doors were 200 pounds, I would say, yeah, well, you probably have, 5 pounds of sausage in a 3-pound bag.
Yeah.
But that's what I would recommend. Now you'd have to call Bomber back or your supplier back and get guidance in terms of how to disassemble them. But that's what I would suggest.
Well, Bomber told me to use Bell Ray chain lubricant, super clean, to put in there. But I mean, it took some of the. I was wondering, maybe just over time they loosen up or something, or. I can't. I tried undoing them, like according to your video, but when you took off one, it just tilts the whole door to the other side. You can't really open them up anymore.
Well, yeah. I mean, you'd have to unhang the doors. Yeah, and I've always been suspect of how effective lubricating something is. When you're trying to shoot it in the margin, that might be a 64th or 128th of an inch. I don't see it as an effective way to properly lubricate those hinges.
How do you get them open?
Yeah, I don't know exactly, and I would suggest that your supplier gets that in writing from the manufacturer.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I called directly to the manufacturer. They were very nice.
Who did you speak to?
I don't remember. It was about a month ago. Frankie or somebody. I don't know what it is, but he was in charge of maintenance and stuff like that. He was very direct. He said, "Yeah, we get this all the time. Go out and get this Bell Ray chain lubricant, put it in there, and it'll be fine." But should these doors at all be that quiet, or they should have some spring action to them on a regular basis?
Well, it's a mechanical contraption, right? So it's going to make noise. It may never be as quiet as you want, and probably even the most quiet hardware like a floor closer, you could still hear operate. I had somebody complain about, it was much more than a complaint, about the noise that a roller latch makes in a door. And, from that perspective, you're always going to have a noise, but I would never describe it as a squeak.
Yeah. These stink. Now, last night I doubled up on the hinges and did them. I mean, it's a lot better, but it's still not. I thought maybe you might have something we missed, because all the videos on YouTube about these doors all the same thing. They tell you how to adjust them, they do anything, but nobody says anything about squeaking. And
that's really because it's not a problem. But there's clearly something different about yours, and I don't know. It could be, that the actual hardware that you've received is maybe a decade old. So the amount of lubricant that your hinges require, with Bomber basically sweeping out the corners at this point, meaning they've announced a year ago that they're closing operations, you could have gotten stuff that's, Obama could have been president when those hinges were made. The point is they could require an inordinate amount of lubrication.
Mm. So did you say Bomber closing out?
Oh yeah, they announced that last year. Not a year ago, but maybe 8 months ago or 9 months ago.
Yeah. Okay.
The point is everyone like myself, we're ordering as much as we can from Bomber to fill the shelves, because when it's gone, it's forever gone. Well, but can you tell me, what hinge do you have? Is it the 3029?
I don't know. All I can tell you is that these are on top. I have two Bomber double hinges, and then at the bottom I have another one. This door is 8 feet high, and they're 1 3/4 inch thick doors. And I'm happy that they put the 3 hinges on them, because I think that's what it probably required. I'm just not happy about the sound. I guess maybe you're right. I just got to keep oiling them and see what happens to them. But at Bomber, the guy I got on the phone, the maintenance, he didn't seem like it was a big problem. He said, "Yeah, just put this chain hooking into it and see how it goes." And then I called the door company I bought them, and the guy came down, and they were very nice about it. They thought they were upside down, and I asked the guy from Bomber, and he said, "That doesn't matter one way or the other. Either way, they can be upside down."
Is it a pair of doors?
Yeah, so I have 3. They're single doors, but I have 3 of them like this. One in the one, the 2 in the master bathroom.
It matters in the sense that, if they're upside down, the installation instructions weren't followed, but it wouldn't be a contributing factor. And if you spoke to Stuart Jackson over at Bomber,
that's who I did, Stuart.
Yeah, there is not a single person who has forgotten more about hinges than most people have ever learned. He is the lumen rating of the builder's hardware industry will decrease when he retires. He is a living legend.
He was very direct with me. Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah. We get to Delray, and I thought maybe I got the wrong Delray. This is chain lubricant. Maybe there was a thicker one, that I could get in there. But okay. Hey, listen, I appreciate the fact that you picked up the phone. So that's good. You never know. I
would definitely call Mr. Jackson back and tell him that Rich Howard suggested that you disassemble the hinge and completely inspect the components and solve it permanently, because they've been making these hinges since the first Roosevelt was president, if not before then.
Right.
So there's something isolated about your circumstance. It's not a widespread problem at all. So take heart in that, at least.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
You too. Architectural Builders Supply hopes you have enjoyed this program. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up. Please subscribe and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.